Hello family, hi, how are you today? How are you on this Monday? It is cold for sure out today. I am on my way out driving to meet up with a friend for a motivational Monday thing. I'm not really familiar with it or don't know too much about it. I know that that it was something that I got invited to. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this is. It is at the Noblemen Cigar Lounge in Penn Hills, and that'll be my first time being there as well. So I'm on my way there now to go and do that. What did I do today? I'm gonna have this video out for you a little later tonight than usual because I was supposed to film something yesterday, and I just didn't feel like it, So now I am having to post later because this will be my content that I'm going to bring to you guys tonight. I did work at the office today, but I was really just concentrating on my work, and I wouldn't have had enough footage really to bring you anything for today. So, but I do have some good stuff, coming up this week. So you'll have some good videos to watch for Vlogmas. And I appreciate you guys watching so far my Vlogmas videos. I really appreciate that. Okay, family, I arrived at the Noblemen Cigar Lounge and just still waiting on my friend to arrive. Like I said, it's a motivational Monday. I'm not too sure on what they're talking about or what they're going to be doing, but it's always nice to explore new things. So this is fun to be able to attend this to see what this is going to be about. But motivational Monday, so I'm assuming it's something to motivate you. And we all need a little bit of motivation. So that'll be nice. I'm not sure how much I can film in there. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to at least film how it looks in there so you guys can get an idea of how it is. It is a place. It is a Black-owned lounge, and because I was looking on this website on some videos, and I know that each day of the week they have different things going on. I know they have poetry nights, I think on Sundays. They have R&B night, I think on Saturdays, and they have a ladies night, I think on Fridays, and they have karaoke and like wing nights some other day during the week, and some other things. But again, you can always check them out and see what they do. I don't know how old that was. I don't know if they changed up the calendar or not. But so like I said, I'll try to videotape some stuff when I'm in there, but I'm not sure exactly what I can videotape. So I'm walking up to it now. Again, I don't know how much I'll be able to film, but we'll see. Let's see. All right. This is how it looks. Alrighty, let's go in. Hi. You know where they're meeting for motivational Mondays?
Right here.
Right here? Okay, okay. All right.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This your first time?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you'll have fun. Actually, you might want to move one seat down. There's going to be a guy sitting to the right of you. He's going to film it.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll move here then.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to have to remind folks that they may not want to say something. You usually the conversations are usually light, but tonight may be a little different.
But what is it about? I know a friend invited me. She's running late, but what is this kind of?
So every week there's a different topic.
Okay.
And it centers usually around entrepreneurship,
Okay.
networking, anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Today there's 3. So there's always at least one guest speaker.
Okay.
Today there's 3 guest speakers, and they all work for different organizations. 3 young brothers, and they work for organizations that work with youth.
Okay.
And so, like, they deal with a lot of stuff that people probably don't want to know the inside of the stories. It's like they do a lot with violence prevention.
Okay.
So a lot of times, at least 2 of the 3 guys, they mediate before things escalate a little bit. So, like, they work for the city and different organizations where, like, when a young person gets shot and killed, if it's known who the other parties may be, you know, they kind of try to mediate between both parties before things get worse and worse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting conversation to talk about. Tonight, they'll be talking about generational trauma, violence, and not all bad things, but there's a lot of mentoring programs as well that folks don't know about, so they'll be talking about that. Okay. But in the midst of that, we pass mics around, so folks who have businesses or any resources that they want to give to the community will have an opportunity to speak. So there's like multiple things going on embedded in one.
Am I able to videotape, not like little clips? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Just a Diet Coke or something like that. I'm just going to catch some video out here. Is this another section? Okay. All right, family, here it is again. This is a nice place. Again, I thought the Noblemen Cigar Lounge. And this is nice, like out here in an outside tent, even when you have the music on and you have the R&B and the jazz and stuff. You can have that. It's such a nice time. Even when it's nice out in wintertime, you can be out here. You won't have to worry in the elements. Then you have the bar part. There's the bar part. Nice.
Okay. She traveled. Okay.
This is nice. Alright, family, I am back. So you got to see some of the outside place. And they're going to have talk kind of a little bit more about what the motivational stuff is. It's more entrepreneurs speaking, entrepreneurs in the community speaking. So you'll be able to hear little bits and pieces of that tonight. See you then. Bye.
Ooh, we got a couple first timers, Shelton. Put your hand up as your first time for Motivational Monday.
Oh, we got a lot of
them. All right, we got some new folks there tonight. So every Monday, we're here from 6 to 9 p.m. Usually topic centers around entrepreneurship, networking, anything to elevate your brand, your life, anything like that. Next week will be our last Motivational Monday until January 9th. Next week, we won't have a featured speaker. We're going to have 12 to 15 entrepreneurs here. They're going to be selling their stuff all around the lounge. You know, so come on out for those of you who celebrate or, you know, need to get a little bit of last minute shopping in for whoever you need to shop for. Ayo, Magland, fitness trainer, fitness guru. So just to kind of line it up for you. No. We already committed to going to class together, Denise, with OJ. So, listen, are you recording, Kevin?
Yes.
All right, I can hear cat pissing on cotton. So just remember that. This is an old saying my grandma used to say. There a cat pissing on cotton?
Yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah. All right, so we got three amazing young men here tonight who are going to be the featured speakers. We have Jeff Nash, Io Young, and Coach Calvin Murphy. And so they're going to lend their expertise to a lot of the conversation, to a lot of the different things that's been going on in the community, especially with the uptick in violence over the last year or so. Before we get to that part, we always start off with networking. So we're going to pass the mics around, right? And you will have 45 seconds to introduce your business, your brand, anything like that that you want to introduce to the crowd. So
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leah Harris. I am a first-time book author. The title of my book is called Breaking My Silence. The chapter in the book is called Hope's Manifestation. It was birthed through a chapter in my life that I went through. Thank you, love. Hear me. And through that chapter and stage of my life, it has allowed me to want to birth a health and wellness, just being able to help women and young women through their walk in life, to be able to be hopeful and want to dream again, to want to be able to just be able to, that's my time, to be able to dream again and want to be able to rise above whatever that they or their walk of life and what they're going through. You can reach me at on social media platforms. It's Hopes Harris. My email is queenhopesdivine@gmail.com. Thank you.
All right.
how many years did you work at Schumann
I have worked at Schumann for 11 years
before it closed?
before it closed.
All right, so you'll be able to add to the conversation
Yes.
in a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, they
Okay.
closed.
Yes.
Would you like to?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My name is Leah Massey. I'm a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services, the preferred realty at the Pleasant Hills office. And I also have a social media YouTube channel, Caseworker to Realtor Leah Massey. I used to be a CYF caseworker before then. All right, and that's it.
An hour later.
Hello, everybody. I am Tamika Huffman. I am currently the Pennsylvania president of Recession Proof and Earn Your Leisure. It's a space with 21,000 Black entrepreneurs across the country. So I will be bringing information to you as it comes. I'm new to it. I just got inducted last month. So as an entrepreneur, I do personal credit repair, business funding, business credit, and I'm looking into a digital planner space.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ray LaQuay, Pretty Incorporated. So what that is an umbrella of my three businesses. So I have Pretty Talk University, which is a nonprofit that I have. Kitty on Pretty, which is my aesthetics and waxing services. And then I have Pretty Talk, which is a talk show that basically talks about things that are not so pretty to talk about for women. But once we talk about it, you feel so much better. So Pretty Incorporated, and I'm Ray LaQuay.
Everybody, I'm Chris Brown, owner of Brown Bomber Designs. I do graphic design, specializing in branding, logo design, and web development. I work with small businesses, nonprofits, and anybody else who needs a logo for whatever they need. So get at me. You can find me at BBD96.com. You can call me at 412-377-3188, and I'll be hanging around for a minute. So you need to chat, pull me to the side, and we can see what we can do and make something happen.
All right, now, thank you. It's always good learning about folks here every week when we come out. I usually don't say much about myself and what I do, but I kind of want to piggyback to what Denise said. We're in the community together at least once a week, typically from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we work with current and aspiring entrepreneurs for free. Our location always changes. We're usually at Everyday Cafe in Homewood 3 times a month, and then we rotate Hill District, Homestead. We got to get to the north side and the west end, more in Mount Valley. But anyone who needs any type of resources when it comes to entrepreneurship needs to tap into either of us. We do this service for free, where we get you connected to other resources that's out there. So if you need some money, if you need somebody to look at your business plan, if you need help creating a business plan, if you want to get into one of these free programs out here, tap into us. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the gentlemen, feature speakers tonight. Jeff Nash, been in the trenches for many years. Ayo Young, Kelvin Murphy. I'm not even going to go into their resume and bio. We'll be here all night. But these guys do a lot of the unseen work that happens in the community, right? And so I think a lot of times people want those quick answers, but there's a lot of stuff that happens in the trenches that, you know, we probably don't want those gory details, and these guys have spent a lifetime, you know, doing that work. And without further ado, let's give it up for Jeff, Ayo, and Kelvin.
As far as why we're here tonight, my name is Ayo Young. The kids at home will call me Coach Blue, or kids around the school in generally call me Coach Blue. People in the hood call me Blue as well. It's my nickname, so y'all can call me that as well if y'all feel like it. But I've been doing street outreach and violence prevention work for over 20 years. I'm also the vice president of Homewood Community Sports. I've been coaching up there and helping run that organization for over 20 years as well. So just being in the streets, working with our youth and trying to motivate them and get them to a space to where they're able to understand that the world isn't black and white, it's more or less gray. And we deal in gray areas, and everything is not going to be exactly the way they want it all the time. And how do we navigate that? Either way, when it's good or when it's bad. How do we navigate that? And that's something that I'm real big on, and what I try to lead kids through. Being in the field of working to try to stop violence and give our kids another way of seeing things, I really don't think that the word stopping violence is accurate, or trying to actually stop violence is politically correct or correct in general. Because we live in an inherently violent country, and for one person like myself and everybody else to take up this mantle of trying to actually stop violence, when we actually have a TV channel that's dedicated, investigate channel, ID is dedicated to murder. Like literally, there's a murderer on the channel 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like this country is inherently violent. So I think the focus on actually that phrase, stop the violence, is kind of short-sighted. There ain't really much we can do to actually stop violence, but what we can do is actually have a consistent effort to stop our kids from choosing violence, and to stop the people in our community from looking at violence as a way out and as an answer to solving our problems. You could be in any environment. Like, it took time for me to get to this place, but you could be in any environment with all kinds of mayhem going around you, and you can survive and thrive. It's just all about the mentality that you have and the tools that you build inside of you to get through those things. I think that's something that the focus of stopping violence needs to go more towards. The overall goal of just eradicating violence, to me, is unrealistic, but the consistent effort of combating our kids and going that route needs to be turned up a notch. And that's from every corner and every perspective of the world, from the business world to the streets to the celebrity world and everything.
So I'm going out at 1, 2 in the morning to go get those kids, to go to any place that's open to have an eat, so that they don't go do some type of nonsense. So as I'm doing this, my experience is a lot different than most people in the city, because I walk in these schools and I can hear bad teaching. Because I walk in these schools and I can see the culture changing, that these kids are taking over the schools and our kids aren't being educated. And we've gotten so caught up in this thing, this trauma thing, that we're starting to say now we're giving the kids excuses not to go to class. But they're pushing them through and not graduating. And when they come out of school, they get a job. They can't read. They get pushed. They can't sign their name for read, but you're pushing them through because they showed up in that building every day and you got credit for them coming. So as they come out here and they have no jobs, or they don't have the discipline to stay in the job longer than a week or two. Me and Maurice were talking the other day, and he said the same thing I said. We will get them a job, we will get them training, but they won't stay on that job for 3 weeks, if that. So then we run into this next thing, which is if they're not going to work, they're going to be in your bushes and they're going to rob somebody. And last year, the biggest call I was getting from the police and other things were a lot of these shootings were because of weed. It was a weed robbery. And this is because these young cats cannot keep a job. So as I said, my perspective is a little bit different, and they always get on me because I don't bite my tongue because I see so much different than a lot of people. I don't believe in a lot of excuses because I've seen more bodies drop than anybody could ever imagine in the city, and acted like it didn't happen. So my thing, as I said, I'm here for any input that you want to share, any questions you have. My organization deals with everything from victim offender dialogue. We sit in on those with juveniles who have the potential of going downtown. They come to us and we have a meeting with them and the victim so that that child doesn't have to go downtown. It gives them a chance not to get a record or go to a judge. And as I said, we also do victim services. We help with the cost of funerals. We help with hospital costs. There's a long list of
Mount Air Community Activity Center, where I'm responsible for after-school programming. I'm responsible for summer programming, as well as my biggest job is mentoring. I got into this work probably in 2000. And in 2006, I walked away. I was like, I'm tired of kids. I don't want to do this. And then on December 12th, today, in 2017, my life changed. And I was forced back into this type of work.
Thank you.
Because on December 12th, 2017, somebody murdered my son. Good kid, wasn't the best kid, but he was a good kid.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve what he got. So as a result of that, I decided that I didn't want anybody else's child to have to experience. I didn't want a parent to have to experience what I had experienced. Unsolved, to go back to just what he was saying. They know, they just can't do nothing about it. They can't prove it. We always talk about telling kids, or don't snitch and all of that. But what I wouldn't give right now is somebody to snitch on the kid who killed my kid. What I wouldn't give, for somebody to come forward and say what happened to my son, just would give a lot. So I work with families throughout the East End doing mentoring programming. We have 3 separate mentoring programs. We have a faith-based mentoring program where the focus is around spiritual development, character development, just all around mentoring where men and women get with young teenagers and work with them and deal with whatever issues they bring to the table. It's a variety of them.
Yes.
And then we do it for high school, we do it for middle school, boys and girls. We have a everyday program, Monday through Friday program that's housed at our offices in East Liberty. We have a Thursday night program, and we have programming that's in the schools. We service Pittsburgh Colfax, Pittsburgh Steer, Pittsburgh Obama, Pittsburgh Westinghouse, and then some of the other schools, local schools that are in the area. All of our programming there is free. It doesn't cost anything other than the young person's time and their parents' willingness to get them there and get them back. It's funny, I read a statistic today around why kids are reacting, I'll say, to the way in which they are. Killing is a reaction to a greater problem. And the number one thing that they went out and asked kids, like, why is this happening? And the number one thing that kids said was, we don't have a voice. What does that mean to us? I'll tell you what it meant to me and my kids. If it was my kids, I would say that I wasn't listening to what they were saying. My son got killed because he made a decision to go be in the street. But he said a million things before he made that decision that I wasn't listening to. So I don't blame him for the situation that he got himself in. Blame me for not having listened. And when all of these statistics and all of this data that's out there is talking about why these kids are doing the things they're doing, and the number one thing that they say is that nobody's listening to me, nobody's hearing me, I feel isolated, I feel abandoned. These are the words that they're choosing to use. And these is kids that sing, some of them is, that they like to make it seem like it's a single parent, single mom household and all of this. It ain't just that. My son grew up in a two-parent home. We weren't listening. The signs were there. There are things that your kids at home are doing that you're not catching. It ain't about always going home, checking his book bag, make sure he ain't got no weed in his bag. Going in her room, checking to see. It ain't, let me check to see who she's texting or who he's texting. There are subtle things that kids are doing. Real subtle.
Like?
Exactly. It can be things that they watch on TikTok, the movies that they choose to watch, the music that they choose to listen to. All of these things influence their thought process. And then once they develop a thought process, then it turns into a behavior. And then that behavior eventually turns into a habit. That habit turns into their character, who they are. Their friends, choices, and all that, people they choose to hang around with. Like my son growing up, although his dad, I was in the street at one point, but once he came along, I was pretty much done with the street. He didn't see it. He heard about it. Oh, your dad used to do, or how people talk. But his mother's a school teacher, and I'm a social worker. He didn't know nothing about the street. But if we would have been paying attention, if we would have been listening, looking at people that he's hanging out with, he had stopped playing sports. He's a basketball junkie, then all of a sudden he ain't hooping no more. I'm just like, okay, grew out of it. No. influences. Exactly. Streets called. Went off to college. Went up to IUP. All of a sudden, now he went from a 3.5 grade point average student. He get up IUP. Oh, Dad, I don't like it here. Comes home. I went to school to CCAC, Dad. Okay. What's the plan? This is my plan. Okay, so he told me what he think I want to hear. But I'm seeing people that he's hanging out with that don't look like him. Then one day he calls me, it's like, Dad, I'm going to Bailey's. I'm going to Bailey's. Yeah, me and my buddies, we all going to Bailey's. I'm like, okay. So he goes to Bailey's. I got my sons, I got 5 sons, 4 sons. All my sons, we all wear the same size clothes, same size shoes, everything. I hated it. They was teenagers because they was always taking my stuff. Even